Hello, welcome to a new episode on our podcast. And today, if you want to brand yourself as an expert, if you want to promote yourself on social media, this is the episode for you. I want to say hello to Muhammad Basheer. Hey, Muhammad, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Great. Thank you so much for being with us. You are from Upturnist, your company for branding and social media. And this is what we want to discuss on today. You know, these really amazing things. But before we go on and talk about branding, tell us a little bit about your personal story, because I know it's a very special one.
Sure. Yeah. Basically, I'm from India. I am fifth son of my family. My father was a trader. He used to sell the produces from the village to the city market. And from the childhood, I have been seeing him doing lots of trading businesses. And from the childhood itself, I had a passion for the business and for the business owners. And in 2007, I've completed my engineering in electronics and communication. After that, I had a couple of opportunities to work as an electronics engineer and teaching faculty back in India. In 2009, I traveled to Dubai, where I started as a store manager in an IT shop. Then I stepped out in 2022 as a regional head of another company. During this period of time, I had a lot of exposure on different aspects of the business, such as sales, marketing, and business operations. So these experiences molded me to become a business owner as such in the future. On our journey about the Upturnist, actually we started a software company back in India in 2010. It was basically focusing on the educational sector in Kuwait for Ministry of Education. The project we were doing was primarily, specifically for Ministry of Education Kuwait. Then in 2015, we launched our first ERP product. It was again for the school management system. Its name is EduExpert. So still lots of people are using it in and outside the Middle East. And after that, in 2020, we have launched another ERP from our company. Its name is EasyFab. It's specifically for the manufacturing industry, which is related to oil and gas. Basically, our system complies the standards which is required for American Petroleum Institute, API. So any company who is directly working with petroleum companies, they can easily directly go with our ERP solution, because the processes are completely complied with API standards. So this was launched in 2020. And in 2023, with our experience, with my personal experience in Dubai market and the experiences we had with our products in the GCC market, we identified some issues with some problems that has been facing by the SME owners, especially in the Middle East. So we thought of a branding agency that will cover from branding to digital marketing. That is how we launched our branding agency Upturnist in Dubai in 2023.
Amazing. So let's talk about that, because I feel that there's a lot of social media agencies. You know, as a social media agency myself and branding agency, I know that there are many of them. And all of them, you know, say that they will brand you, they will launch you, they will make you successful and viral online. But there is not much to separate between all those companies. Where do you feel that Upturnist, your company, has a difference in the market, or find some sort of gap in the market that they can go into?
Yeah, there are lots of agencies. They are good in the production, video production, and doing the campaigns, lead generation. That's all there that we cannot know. But there, when we analyze the SMEs and their presence, especially in the digital phase, we have identified a big gap between what they actually trying to say about them and what their customers perceive about them. So basically, they are something into enterprise, let's say, but with their digital platforms and websites, it all says about SMB. So how they can position as an enterprise supplier if they are expressing everything in their platforms about SMB. So we have identified this gap. Even when I was working with my previous company, we had a website revamp. and we hired one agency from outside, and they did an amazing job. They did a stunning design for the website. But finally, when the website came into the beta version, we were all asked for giving the feedback. So the one thing I have noticed that at that time was, the website was not giving exactly what we do. We were primarily focused on governments, enterprises, and financial institutions. These were our core areas. And the services we deliver were the cybersecurity, infrastructure, and storage. But when you go to our website, you can see that some different steps on the home screen itself. So what impression will make if somebody comes to our website and they wanted to buy from us? It's a wrong message, because we are not giving the right message inside our website, right? So this is true for most of the enterprises, small and medium enterprises, especially in the Middle East. So we have identified that gap, and we thought, okay, this is where we have to pitch in, and we have to give a solution for small and medium enterprises. We are on a mission to give premium enterprise marketing and branding solutions. Premium not in the sense of the cost, premium in the sense of value to the small and medium enterprises in the Middle East.
Amazing. So, and when you're talking about that, talking about the Middle East, talking about SMEs, do you have any specific targeted audience or specific companies or enterprises you feel that you can give more value or more premium value to?
Yeah. When you think about branding, what are the brands comes to your mind?
Tesla, Google, Apple.
Yes, this is the problem. Now, I'm not saying it's a problem, but this is what most of the enterprises or SMEs are thinking about branding. They are thinking big. They think that I need millions to become a brand, or I need to spend that much to become a brand, or I need that many years to build a brand. That is true. Big brands are spending millions on that. But the fact is that whatever you have, if you have 10,000 dirhams, you can start building a brand with that 10,000 dirhams. And as you grow, you can position, you can improve your branding activities. You can expand to different portfolios and different areas.
All right. And when you are talking about branding, take us a little bit through your process. How do you do that? When you get an inquiry from a client, he wants your help in helping him becoming a brand, and up until you actually do it. So what is your thought process like?
Okay, so basically in our website, if you go there, you can see that, or in our landing page, if you go there, you can see that we are providing a 30-minute discovery call that's completely free, no strings attached. So anybody can log into that, and they can give basic information about their company. So once they book that appointment, we'll have a detailed conversation with them. The conversation will be setting the foundation for the branding, and we will analyze. We will ask them questions like the purpose of purpose of being in this business, and what's your vision, and how you are going to achieve it, and that's a mission. So this will be the basic questions. Then we will ask the values, about their values, and we will ask some questions like, are you happy? Their current digital identities are matching their business profile and their vision. So if there is any disparity we see, we will give them. It's like a basic brand audit. And also we will ask, okay, why the customer should buy from you if there are hundreds of players out there, and what is the USB, and what is your strength, what's your weakness, and what's your opportunities, other whatever we discuss in the SWOT analysis. So all these questions will be asked direct to the owner. So if he has the clear answer, and if he has a clear vision to move forward, he will be able to give a clear answer on that. Let's say if he found any disparity between the purpose and to the execution, we will identify and we will submit audit report to the owner saying that, okay, these are the findings we have got from the brand audit, and we can take a decision and we can move forward.
All right. So when you also after you did this thought process and you got him as a client, what the stages from there? How do you think of their digital assets and all those things?
Yeah. So once we have this audit ready and we agree on the terms to work forward, we will start with a strategy session. Strategy is where we will set the foundation. what is our vision, the company's vision, and where they wanted to see themselves after 5 years, 10 years, etc. So based on that, we will build a strategy, and based on that, we will build the visual identities first. So visual identities are the basic, base for any brand, right? So we will, if they are a new brand, I'm giving a case of a new brand. If they are a new brand, we will create the digital identities first. It will be like a logos or their color palette, themes, for typography, etc. And we will prepare a complete brand guidelines, which will give them full guidance how they should be appearing on different platforms. So it will give a uniform message about a brand, uniform picture about a brand, so that they can take it up. After that, we will go to their digital products. Once we have the brand guidelines, we will go to the digital products such as websites, okay, and the applications. Some customers, they need mobile applications, whether it be iOS or Android. They would require application. So we will go for the designs for the websites. We will give the guidelines how it should be, what should be the text to image ratio, what should be the white space ratio, etc. These are some of the details. So it all will be done based on the brand guidelines. So once we have the digital assets ready, then we will go to the social media platforms. How the social media platform should be, what tone the messages should be, and what are the images, what kind of images they can use on their social media, and how they have to brand themselves on the social media. So this will be another step of that. And the next step will be, okay, once we have all the basics like digital platforms, the identities, brand guidelines, social media pages are ready. Now we have to invite the customers, right? So they will have to do the campaigns on the side. But whenever the customer come to our brand through digital or physical platforms, they have to have the perfect CX, right? So we will design the customer experience, whether it can be during the conversation with the customer support, or they are contacting for an after sale support, or any touch points whenever the customer have an interaction with our brand, how it should be. Even in the UI UX also a part of this. So how the UX will be, it should be easy for so that they can have a better experience. So this is the things. And also after that, we need to have some branding on the internal part, right? A company that is only, if you do something on the outside, it's only branding outside and it's advertisement. But branding is also inside. We have to brand our team, our staff, our processes, and our suppliers, other stakeholders, right? So we will provide complete toolkits for companies so that they can implement this in their sales team, marketing team, and other departments. Okay.
Amazing. So it's basically a 360 package with everything you need. And you just mentioned few of your services, few of your company offers, but can you just list it out for us? What kind of services your company gives for the businesses?
Yeah. As of now, we'll start with brand consulting. Then we'll go to the branding activities. We are not doing any physical branding activity, but on the design and the digital perspective, we do everything. Then we do the digital marketing activity for them. And also, as I mentioned earlier, we have a couple of products to support our SME clients. One is the ERP for the schools and students management. And second one is the ERP for industrial production, which is specifically intended for the oil field companies. And the third one is the email marketing solution that we have developed with custom, for our clients to make it easier for them to reach to the customers through email. With our, there are lots of platforms they are providing email solution for any enterprises, but the specialty with us is that we also provide a script that to be sent to the customers with the email sequence and follow up and all, with a complete package.
Amazing. Okay, so it sounds really fascinating, Muhammad. I want to share us a little bit about your case studies of your clients, because I know that you have many of those and they are really successful. So can you share or name one of, please?
So basically, it's a coffee brand. Okay, they are using premium ingredients for making that product. Okay, one of the premium ingredient is red ginseng that is from Korea. This is one of the most expensive roots in the world. So when you place these kind of products, it has to be placed as premium. So when they approached us, we just did an audit and we identified that they have issues with their visual identities, let's say the logo and other color palettes and all. And also they have issues with their websites. So what we have done is that we have proposed a complete revamping of the brand, starting from the logo. We redesigned the logo, and also we did color palette and revamped the website, and also the checkout process. In the previous website, it was a very lengthy process to check out from the website once a customer log in and out. Now we have simplified with a single click, single page checkout. So when somebody comes to the website, they will feel that this brand is something premium. They don't see the product or its product quality when they come to you first, right? So they will see the website and they see the picture, the visual. That visual will communicate the majority of the part of the message that you wanted to convey to the customers.
Definitely. And I know you've done it also for some companies from the IT sector.
Whenever I get a call from a customer or I schedule a meeting with a customer, before the meeting, I'll ask my team to have an audit report for that customer. So before the meeting, I'll have the report with me. This report will be having two sections. One will be technical and the second one will be on the branding aspect. Technical, what we will cover is the technical aspect of their websites and the social media and all other presence across the digital platforms. In the technical aspect, it will give how about the website speed, mobile speed, image optimization, and the performance on different platforms, and also the technical SEO, which is the basic thing that we have to do with the website if we need to rank on Google. Not to rank on the top of the Google. If you want to start visible on the Google, you have to do the technical things that needs to be done on the website. So this will be the technical part. On the branding aspect, we will analyze the basic things like their the core activities, their core customers, and their visual identities. These are all aligned. If it is not aligned, we will highlight and we will give them a hint about it. Okay, these are some findings we have found. If you want, we can work together and we can elaborate, we can explore it more.
Amazing. And how was the results of this company?
Exactly. Most of them, they haven't noticed that there's a problem in their website. They think that, okay, website is up and running. Okay, I can see when I type my URL, I can see the website. This is most of the companies what they think. But when you go to the technical details, there are lots of issues, warnings and kind of things that needs to be fixed on a priority basis. What we do is we will fix it. Once we fix that issues, we can see that the websites are being visible and coming on top and ranking, multiple keywords, not just a few keywords. There are cases that we have started with 5 keywords or something, but it's, it went up to 87 keywords in a span of 3 or 4 months. So these are all related to the technical issues in the websites. So we'll fix these basic issues to have more visibility for the search engines, not only for Google, generally for all search engines, to make it visible on the on the platform.
Amazing. And we talked about branding, but there are some companies or some product or some strategies that require some advanced check over or look at. And I know that sometimes it's very, very tough to market it to a specific niche or a specific targeted audience, which is very small, and you want to gain a massive big success in the market. So tell us a little bit about that. How can you reach out when it comes to an advanced type of strategy?
Yeah, what I understand from your question is that let's say if you have different products for different markets, and you have there will be different scenarios for that. So first of all, you have a decision to make a brand, right? Then brand will be reaching having different products for different people. Okay, let's say this is one of your example. So we'll start from the brand identity. We will ensure that your brand identity is solid and clear. Okay, this is the basic. Okay, once you have, let's say, the logo or something. Okay, so if you consider any big brands, the logo is relatable, memorable, and easily recall. We can recall it anytime with a color even. So that way you have to stick on that colors and stick on that logo first. This is the first step. Second step is when you have to build a brand, big brand, you need to identify which architecture you have to follow. There are usually 3 architectures. One is branded house. Okay. Second one is house of brands. And the third one is a mix of both. Okay. Branded house means the brands that we see today. Let's say Samsung, Apple, or Toyota. These are branded house. In that brand, there are different products. Okay. And if you go to the second case, house of brands, you can see the example of Unilever, P&G. These are a house of brands. They have different brands in there under their umbrella. So this is another case. And the third case is a mix of both. That is, we can take the example of Marriott. Marriott has different brands, right? Like, I don't have to name that brand. Everybody knows, right? So in that, even that brands itself, they have different products. So it's a mixture of brands and products. So these, what architecture you wanted to follow. If you wanted to focus on different markets, different products, you need to identify which architecture you have to follow. This is the second step. Third step is that you have to tailor your message specifically to that particular customer or specifically to that particular region.
Really, I really like your example here because it's 2 different strategies that are that sometimes people are mistaken between them, but you gave a really clear understanding and explanation of what it is, and it sounds really good. We spoke a little bit before this interview, and you mentioned the concept of a perception universe.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you a little bit about that. What would like to explain it to our viewers.
Yeah. So if you look at the universe, it's a collection of clusters of galaxies, clusters of stars, and stars, etc. So I would like to apply the same analogy to the perception branding as well. If you look at the Earth from a bird's eye view, or from the satellite or from the space, you can see that lots of clusters on the Earth. These clusters are brands. Okay. So if you see a big cluster, it's a big brand. And if you see a small cluster on the Earth, it's a small brand. So as a person, you and me, we are a part of this cluster. We are small clusters. Okay. We have, I'm not specifically saying, but the people, they have less reach. They are small clusters, but still they are having some association with someone, right? So with the help of technology, now a person sitting in UAE can endorse a brand in USA or in Japan because the technology is there. So when you endorse a brand in USA, the cluster of that brand becomes bigger. So with that technology, with the help of technology, the clusters are becoming bigger and bigger and bigger because the reach is more, right? Now we are watching how many videos in a day. So previously it was 1 or 2, right? Now we are watching hundreds of videos. Means we are watching something, we are giving some points, whether it be plus or minus to that particular brand. So whenever you give a plus to a brand that you are associating, you are touching, you are adding one value to that brand, and it will help that brand to become a bigger cluster. Similarly, if you give a negative review to a brand because of some experiences, automatically that cluster becomes less. So we have seen over the years, the brands are becoming bigger cluster. At the same time, we have seen some brands are becoming lesser, right?
Yeah, I think that it's really about the owners and the managers and the human resources at the company understanding, how much, I think your perception and your concept and figuring out that the way for making a company grow is by making it bigger rather than smaller.
Exactly. Yeah. Just, companies has to focus on that perception to make it bigger and bigger every day. So whenever a company stops, expanding that cluster means the company will start falling down.
Definitely. And, you are coming across a lot of companies online and a lot of companies coming to you and consulting with you about the branding. What common mistakes you see in branding in SMEs? Something that you feel that they are repeating and recurring so much that it needs to be spoken about?
Yeah, when I talk to SME owners in the Middle East, what I feel that they are not keen to build a brand. They are thinking that a brand is for big people, not for me. And they will wait for to have lots of money to build a brand. That is not true. And you don't need to invest millions to start building on your brand. So whenever you build a business, you start a business, you are getting the license and required legal documentations, right? Similarly, you need to start at least to get your brand is registered and it is protected. If you have a vision to grow beyond the level, right? So if you are a visionary SME owner, you should have vision to expand to all the regions, right? So you should start with the end in mind, and you should start, okay, whether this name can be registered, whether this logo which I make can be registered globally. So you have to start from that. So SME owners think that, okay, I will become bigger and bigger. Once I have millions of dirhams in my pocket, then I will start building my brand. This is one of the common mistakes I see, but it's not true. You have to start from the beginning itself, but start small and grow.
Definitely. And tell me another subject that it's really fascinates me, because anyone has its own perception of how to create a brand. So how do you actually measure a success? Like if someone comes to you and say, tell me, when does it mean that I have a successful brand? It's a big question, right?
Yeah, it's a big question and high level question, but there are tools and techniques that can be used to measure the success of a brand. Some of them are we can do with customer service, we can do with employee service, we can do with competitor service, we can do with social listening, how people are talking about our brand across all social media platforms. There are tools available for all these things. And also we have to do repeat SWOT analysis. We'll do SWOT analysis in the beginning of the business, then somebody forget that. We have to do the SWOT analysis, make the changes in the strategy, find the new challenges and overcome it.
Amazing. So that's really good. But like in terms of numbers, what is the key factor or key number or key analytic that you think this is the moment when a certain company becomes an actual brand?
There is no exactly a key metric. It is a combination. Perception branding is not what you say to the customers, right? It's what customers feel and believe about your brand with their experience or from others' experience. So these are all connected. So what we can do is we can ensure all the touch points which is going to the customer from our side, whether it will be or our website, social media, or customer service, after sales service, anything related to the customer, ensure that everything goes right and aligned to build a perception for our brand.
All right, that's good. And I want to ask you also, like, if a brand owner, if a company owner comes to you now and asks you, hey, Muhammad, give me one good tip to create my own personal brand, to start thinking about my brand, what would you say to him?
In single word, I will say start small and expand. Don't wait for millions to build your brand.
What do you mean by start small?
Start with, if you are, let's say, if you are an SMB, okay, small and medium business, the basic things that you have to do is you have to register your brand logo, okay? Ensure that the logo is expandable and scalable to different regions, okay, depending on your vision, and register it. Then you have to make a basic brand guidelines for that logo. So even if you are making one poster a week, I'm giving one example, or 10 posters a week, if you have proper guidelines, you can follow that the complete message has been conveyed in the right way to the right audience.
All right. And if, I just wanted to ask you, because you are in this the world for many years, you saw many changes around those years in Dubai, and especially in branding and digital marketing. But, if we're talking about 30, 40 years ago, in order for you to be the brand, all you need to do is just hire a big sign somewhere and on the highway, and then anyone knows that you are the right lawyer, the right beverage company, etc. Here, the game changed a lot since the beginning of social media. And how do you feel it changed the work or the process of becoming a brand?
So nowadays, because of the digital transformation that has been done in the last decade, we can say, see, you have to take a strategy or an approach to become digital first, online first, and mobile first. This is what I have to say.
All right, so short and concise, but could you explain this to us? So if we just did all those things, what it takes from us to actually do that?
Yeah. Before, if you wanted to do a business in UAE, you don't require a website, right? Now, even the authorities are enforcing companies to have a website. It's like before we had fax, right? Before, if you wanted to have a registered company in UAE, you need to have a fax number. Now it has moved to a website. Means the world is changing. So even if your company require a sales through website or the social media, it doesn't matter. You need to have a website, because the website or the social media will help you to build a credibility for your brand that will eventually turn into business.
Definitely. And Muhammad, from your experience, from what you are seeing in the market as of now, what kind of future trends you think that gonna come up to us in regarding of branding and social media for the last, let's say, for 5 years or 10 years from now?
In my small experience, I would say AI. People are adapting to AI, especially for the repeated tasks. Okay, means on the sales and marketing. The adoption of AI will be more and more lead generation tools, conversion tools. So the sales and marketing will be more optimized in the coming future. We are also working, in our products to, incorporate the AI tools in our services that we are giving to our customers as well. One of the examples is that in our ERP, we are implementing an AI agent that will give a forecast of the production, because our ERP is into the production, right? So it will give a forecast of the estimated production in the coming 6 months, like that, so that they can plan early for the materials, raw materials and all. So, and also we are working on AI to enter the data into the system. The main challenge ERP solutions are facing is that until that point, everybody is using manual systems, manual purpose. So when we implement ERP, the manual is turning into digital, right? So there will be a lots of data entry operations, and the people are not so familiar with entering the details as such in the system. So we are investing on that, and we are developing a system that will make easy for the users to enter the data into our ERP system. Yeah, another thing is that in SMEs, we are talking about specifically for the SMEs, right? The SMEs branding has converged into founders branding. Okay, so you have to be the face of your brand, right? And earlier you were depending on the influencers. Influencers are good, okay. You can get more awareness about your brand. You can give more reach for your brand with the help of influencers. But people like real faces and real people. So you have to be the face of your brand. This is one of the changes that we can see in the SME sector, and everybody has to go for that. This will be the another 3 to 5 years, and this will be the future.
Definitely. And part of what we are doing here is helping people create their faces of brands. So definitely agree with you on that. Muhammad, we're coming to the end of this interview. Something else you'd like to share with our audience before we finish?
Yeah, again, for the SMEs, they always think about the budget. Okay, they think that spending on the marketing, spending on the branding is an expense. Actually, it's not an expense. It's an investment for the future. So even if you are small, your income is small, your revenue is small, start investing for the brand, for the future. Start small, and as you grow, as your business grow, you can invest more on the branding, and you can become a bigger and bigger brand.
Definitely. I agree with you so much on that. And I think that if you mentioned already, so the digital, tools we have today, so you don't need to spend a lot of money to become a brand. It's something that is really, really prominent. If you want to do it by yourself, there are so many tools, so many possibilities. You can do it by yourself, and it's going to be even more and more and growing towards the years. Muhammad Basheer of Upturnist, thank you so much for being with us today. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, and thank you so much for being with us. See you next time. Bye-bye.